Now, I don't understand how Monica Lewinsky is being used as like a feministic object. Like, oh, she's the voice of feminism. She's a side chick. And yes, I know it takes two to tangle, and that wasn't Bill Clinton's only side chick or side dude. You know, he mixes a little bit. But she knew what she was doing. She was trying to get ahead by giving in. And now she's trying to rewrite the past, and all these female podcasts, Call Her Daddy started it. Now every podcast is having her on, and they're doing pretty much the same freaking interview as Call Her Daddy did. You are maybe a victim of being exploited, but you're not that much of a victim. Take some accountability, honey. Mm-hmm.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
It was 22 to 24-year-old young woman's love.
But here's the thing. I love when they talk about, 22, 24-year-olds. But when they're 22 and 24-year-olds, they want to have everybody respect their decisions. But then when they're 45 and they're just the same person, but 21 years older, they're like, I didn't know what I was doing at 22 or 24. That doesn't mean you can, she didn't really ruin a marriage, but you can't just cheat and be like, oh, they're my 20s. Shut up.
Monica Lewinsky is getting candid about her affair with Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Nearly 3 decades after the former White House intern was involved in an office romance with
she was
the then president, she now shares new insight into the global scandal during an episode of the How to Fail podcast.
Listen, I think the world was a little bit too tough on her because I think all presidents cheat. But I'm telling you, you're not a victim. You weren't forced to do what you did. You did it willingly. Whatever. You wanted to get ahead, like I said. So you did it. Admit to it. At least be like, yeah, I'm a homewrecker. Yeah, I have no credibility. Yeah, I've changed as a person, but that's how I got famous.
It was 22 to 24-year-old young woman's love.
Yes.
So, but I think
whenever somebody goes, hey, they're lying.
Probably everybody can relate to this.
No, we can't relate to going down on the president and being a homewrecker. Sorry. I've literally had married women that wanted to hook up with me, but because they were married, I said no.
That are the way.
Besides the one time I hooked up with someone and didn't know she was married.
We see love evolves with every relationship we have.
If Monica Lewinsky is talking about love, I don't want to be in love. I don't want to have the same emotion as you.
I see it as something different. But yes, that's what I felt was I think there was some limerence there and all sorts of other things. But
oh, yeah,
that's how I saw it.
Okay. And I love how all these interviews she goes on, they're probably pre-planned questions so no one catches her off guard. Hey, she's a homewrecker.
And I think...
oh, you're such a feminist. That was what she was saying to Bill.
It was also an abuse of power.
Okay. Was it? If you were forced, if he grabbed you by your hair and was like, go down on me, then maybe. But you knew what you were doing. You wanted to get ahead, like I said. It was not an abuse of power. In a way, it was an abuse of your power. By you saying, if I give this guy oral pleasure, I'll get more famous. It was an abuse of power on both ends.
E! News has reached out to Clinton's reps for comment,
but didn't hear back.
But has not yet heard back.
Yeah, what's Bill Clinton going to say?
Indeed, once the relationship ended with the second ever impeachment of a sitting president, Monica was labeled a, quote, bimbo. And
was it wrong? Mm-hmm. Although, it's nothing to do with the weight, but when she was chubbier, she looked more like a bimbo than she does now.
Became the object of public shame for years to follow.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a moral time in our country.
Even so, the 51-year-old makes it clear that
God, he knows she's good in bed, though. Backs it up.
While she was referred to the internship program by a family friend, she earned
that family friend regrets it.
Her position all on her own.
Yeah, she earned it by going down on the president and being a side chick. You didn't earn it for your riveting personality. All your interviews put us to sleep.
My very first job out of college was
going down on the president.
working in the White House. So
what type of work were you doing?
I don't
What type of jobs were you doing?
think that that's the kind of trajectory that someone thinks then, 10, 12 years later, that person's not going to be able to get hired.
Whatever, man. You just do you, bro. Just freaking out here just being annoying.
No. So,
Yay.
and then I worked in the Pentagon as well and traveled the world with my boss.
I wonder if she hooked up with anybody else or if Bill was the only one and then she found her moral superiority. I love, at least like when Tiger Woods' infidelity, some of those girls were like, yeah, we knew he's married. Like, I think her name was like Rachel Uchitel or whatever. I like when some of the side chicks go, yeah, I'm a side chick. Like that porn actress saying that nicely, Bonnie Blue. She's like, yeah, married men want me all the time and I do it. I respect, not a side chick, but I do respect when they're like, yeah, I'm a side chick. But when you try to be something you're not, shut up.
Who is the Pentagon spokesman, and we traveled with the Secretary of Defense. And, it was, I think there was, I'm by no means a genius, by no means going to be.
Trust me, you're far from a genius. If there was an opposite of the word genius, it would be Monica Lewinsky.
Be the cream of the crop, but I wasn't a bimbo.
Trust me, if you're having to say you weren't, you were.
I wasn't a dumb bimbo.
But despite
maybe a smart bimbo then.
knowing her own worth, Monica admits that it was a, quote, big struggle to cope with being portrayed as the naive, quote, other woman by the public.
You did it to yourself. Mm-hmm.
I think that was a narrative.
That's you lying. Get a word out. You'd be amazing to argue with because you never get to the point. You could win an argument just walking over your words. I'm always lying. One of my radio mentors, Eric Zane, who used to work on the Free Beer and Hot Wings show and does the Eric Zane show, he said to me one time, when you don't lie, you have to remember less or something like that.
It was crafted and put out by the White House.
Oh, yeah. Trust me. We know that you were putting out.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
Get the hell out of here. Sit on my lap.
RyanHappyRadio.com.
Happy hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHappyRadio.com.
Happy hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.